Let's see. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Garden City Media. I'm here with my boy Top. We're going to be doing a little Actually, we're going to be doing a lot of Mets. We're going to go over their off season, all the trades, all the moves, and then at the end we're going to pivot and we're going to talk Knicks. I will notify everybody via tweet when we what we're talking about when we're talking about it. But right now, I guess because I never got your take. I'm gonna ask Top. How do you feel about the Mets right now? Because you got to be feeling good. Because the last time I talked to you was before the Robert trade,
Uh-huh.
and it was basically after the Bichette. That was it. So we haven't talked Mets in a while. So where are you at right now with the New York Mets? Top.
Much better than how I was feeling a couple months ago. I'll tell you that. I think in terms of being able to, like I told you about Bouchette, being able to kind of pivot to a bat like him, one of the best hitters in baseball right now. A guy that lengthens your lineup, especially at the top of the lineup. You can put him as your number two hitter, your number three hitter. Um, Hell, even as a bit of a leadoff, right? He gives you a little bit of speed. Even though they won't do that, but again, multiple spots in that lineup where he can feel comfortable
You put
and give you
you're saying
success.
put. Sorry to cut you off.
Mhm.
You're saying put Robert in the top of the lineup?
No, I'm saying Bichette.
Oh,
I'm
Bichette.
just talking
Okay,
about
my bad.
Bichette.
My
No,
bad.
I'm not. I'm saying
I
I'm
thought you were
saying if
talking
they
about
want.
Robert.
No. If you wanted to put Bichette there, you could, and it would fit him. And then you know their next move after that was the one that they've, in my opinion, wanted to get done for a while. They just wanted to find the right piece for, and that was Luis Robert Jr. Um, that one right there to me is actually not much of a, I'm not a fan of the guy because I think, he has only had 1 year of success. And that was in
2023.
2023, correct? But however, give you he does give you something in that lineup, whether you bat him fifth or down the lineup. He does give you power. He does give you speed on the base pads. He is a really good defender at center field. So when you add those things together for a guy that is going to be part of the middle of the lineup, or maybe the seventh hitter on your lineup, those attributes that he does display when he's healthy can really help your team in those aspects. And then on top of that, he's playing for something. He's not wasting his career in Chicago where they're not going
Right.
anywhere. Now you're getting a team where now he's probably going to try to look to be more careful now and try to get his body through a better regimen. So that way he knows that, when I'm coming here, I'm playing for something, and I'm actually playing for a position in the playoffs if we get there. And then obviously the cream of the cream, in my opinion, has to be the Freddie Peralta trade,
Oh,
a guy that I've wanted for the last 3 months, or maybe longer so. And it wasn't my first choice.
really?
But yes, I thought that, in the beginning I wanted school, but I started to understand that maybe a school thing necessarily wouldn't be smart because of the fact that you're getting him,
One
as a
year.
1 year rental. When there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to bid for him in the off season next year. Um, it's the same thing with Freddie Peralta. Freddie Peralta has this last year on his deal before he becomes a free agent. However, when you're in the Mets position, you needed a frontline starter, you needed an ace caliber pitcher, and it just seemed like Freddie Peralta was that guy for multiple reasons. I think the first reason is that he's coming out of a system that David Stearns built in Milwaukee. He knows David Stearns. He knows David Stearns personally, and this is a guy with the right attitude, the right mindset. If you read articles about him, they have all said that he is a great clubhouse guy. So you're talking about a guy that, not only pitches effectively, has been a number one option multiple times, but brings a lot of positivity in the clubhouse. And I think again that he helps your rotation because he is an innings eater, and again, he knows what it takes to pressure situations when it comes to being a number one option for your rotation. So I think the way the Mets pivot on that and being able to address what they were really looking for, I think they definitely made this team much better than what it looked like a couple months ago.
Oh man, it's night and day. I mean, we went from disaster, like the
Yeah,
title said, it was a disaster to like, wow, we really are, a team to be contended with. I mean, again, to touch on the Peralta stuff real quick, and then I'll get to Robert and stuff. But the biggest need we had coming into this offseason was a frontline starter, in my opinion.
absolutely. Yep.
After watching that crash and burn, we needed a guy that could come in here, stop a losing streak, a guy that gets a lot of strikeouts, that could eat up innings, that's been in the playoffs. And now he comes in here and he changes the rotation ceiling from a bunch of what ifs to a truly a guy who could, win a game one if you need him. So I think the Freddie Peralta thing was huge, and I didn't think they were going to get him. I really
Right.
didn't. Like that
Right.
was like
Right.
I did not see that happening. So, and that came out of the blue. And shout out to you guys and a lot. I know you were in on it. I know Heck was in. I know a lot of the Queens baseball guys had mentioned Peralta, and I kept on saying over and over, why would the Brewers give up on Peralta? This guy's their ace. They had the best record in the National League. Why give up on him? But I guess the package they got in return was good enough where they didn't feel comfortable that they were going to sign this guy, and they think that Jet. And let's be honest, we did give up a lot. Jet
Right.
Williams, one of the top prospects, and we gave up Brandon Sprout, who's he's a good pitcher. Let's be honest, he has a very high ceiling. So um, we gave up a lot, but we did get two things in return. We didn't just get the rental player. We got Tobias Myers and, a reliever who can do a lot of things for us. And he had a lot of strikeouts. I know in 2024, I know he was a little off last year. I know he kind of had a different role, but he's going to be asked to, step it up a little bit. And I do think that elevated the bullpen ceiling. So with that said, let me get to this comment here. Shout out to Eva. Shout out to Jen. Shout out to Ann. Shout out to I think a couple other people repost. Appreciate you. Eva says, "What up, my guys? I wouldn't mind them still going after Scuba with an extension in mind, but it's risky because of what they'd have to give." And she's right. But since he's with Boris, I'm sure he'll want to touch free agency, and I see the Dodgers get him. And that's the thing that scares me about Scuba. Yes, the guy is front of the line. He is a number one starter. There's no doubt about it. But you get him, and you know damn well he's going to go out on the open market and he's going to take the best offer, bar none. There's no chance you are getting an extension with Scuba. So I want to get him. But the packages that they're talking about, what we're going to give up, we're talking about giving up Tong. They're talking about giving up McLean in these things. Like, dude, like, okay, I love Scuba, but I don't think I'm ready to go give up McLean right off the rip, just to get Scuba. And I get it. He makes the ceiling higher. He gives you a number one starter, which there's not many in baseball. He is that. But the cost it gets to get him,
Mhm.
that's my worry. That is my worry, Top. Where are you at with Scuba?
I think right now you have already got yourself a frontline starter that is in the same position as Schoolboy in terms of having one more year left before touching free agency. I think if you're the New York Mets, you take your chances with him in free agency. You're obviously gonna have high teams like the Dodgers, who knows, maybe Boston, which I don't really. I mean, anybody at this point could try to at least put their name in the hat for Schoolboy. Um,
Facts.
depending on where the Mets want to go with him in terms of money, in terms of years, that's the question. Does David Stern still keep his mentality of 3 years or none with Schoolboy? Does he go higher? Does he give him whatever he wants? It depends on what David Stearns and Steve Cohen are feeling in that very moment. But I feel like they look at it from a standpoint of we already got our guy that we have to look into after this year is done. So you're talking about two pitchers that they might have to bring in here that are both going to be free agents in the same year. So to me, I think at the end of the day, it wouldn't shock me one bit if he goes to Los Angeles. But it depends on how aggressive David Stearns and Steve Cohen want to be around. For Scooble.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to this. Like, again, what's it going to cost? Can we extend them? Will we get a window to
Mhm.
actually get a deal done? Because if I'm trading my top prospects, I
Mhm.
better get a 48-hour window where I could lock up a deal with them. Now, it's probably going to be a historic contract. I mean, for a
Right.
pitcher, you're probably talking the first pitcher to touch 400 million, 450 million, potentially 500 million. I don't know. I guess it would depend on the season he has. But and that's if he gets the free agency. Now, if you trade
Right.
for him and he agrees to a window where it's reasonable, I mean, he's already talking with the Tigers. Yo, I want 32 million for this year. They're at 19 million. It seems like they're really far off. Uh, what would you feel comfortable giving up for a Scooble? Because for me, I'm not giving up McLean. That's my start. Like Tone
I'm
could
not.
go, whatever. Like
Mm,
McLean, I'm sorry, he's a keeper.
the thing is, Eddie, I wouldn't even do a trade for Scooble right now. That's the thing. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't necessarily. Here's the same goes for Freddie. I think they just needed to do a trade right now to get a starter, and they felt more comfortable with Freddie, um,
Because of the price tag.
because of the price tag, but because he knows Freddie more. Again, this
I,
is a guy
agreed.
that
Agreed.
Freddie came up under
Hey,
this
did he
David
draft him?
Stearns
I
program.
didn't know if he was
Yes,
drafted. I'm pretty sure
yes,
he
yes.
probably did. Yeah.
David Stearns drafted him. Um, Yeah, I would probably say I would wait for free agency, where he's probably gonna I mean, he might get the richest contract from a pitcher ever.
He's like I said, it's going to be a
Yeah,
historic contract.
yeah, it's
What is
gonna
he,
be
28, 29? He's not that old. Like
he's 29, but he's about to be 30.
about to be 30, but
So,
he's going to
yeah,
get like 7, 8 years right up the rip.
of
And
course. No, of course.
I'm thinking 50 million a year minimum
I
for
would
this guy
I would think so.
on free
But I know
agency.
it's gonna be one of those things where it might be like the last contract that anybody gets before this fucking
Right before
CBA.
the lockout, whatever the new
Lock
CBA is.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So he might be one of the last ones. Freddie, I don't know. Again, it depends on how Freddie does this year. It depends how Scuba does this year. Maybe Scuba has a shit year and they may not want to offer him that much money.
Right.
Depending on their walk year. That's why we in sports, it doesn't matter what athlete you are. Your very last year is your most important
Correct.
because
Because there's
that's
so much
literally.
pressure on you.
Hmm.
So much pressure. And now let me
It's
ask you,
right.
when we're talking Scuba, like crypto brings up a good point, and I didn't even think of this. Like, if you want to win the division
Yeah.
and you really want to go for it with the Dodgers, Scooble's it. Like, that's it. Like right now, I still think we're under the Dodgers. Like, I don't even know. I'm not sure if we could win this division right now. I'm a little bit of a pessimist. I always have been. I'm a Mets fan. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm a Jets fan. So
I mean,
naturally, that's going to
right.
happen. But
I'll tell you
what's your
one.
take when it
I'll
comes
tell
to
you
that?
one thing. In terms of the division, I think we can win it. Because like I said, I don't really believe in the Phillies. I think the Phillies are frauds. The Braves are gonna be good. I just don't think that they're paper wise. I think we're a little bit better. Um, that is also depending on the consistency of the rotation. So you're talking
Right, the
about a Freddie
comeback guys.
Peralta. Absolutely. You're talking about a Freddie Peralta. You're talking about how Nolan McLean is going to do in his second year. You're expecting David Peterson to kind of give a little bit of what he did in 2024. You're counting on a Kodai Senga, who's probably your fourth or fifth guy in your rotation, or maybe your sixth, because they're probably going to go six, knowing what with his specialty, with the extra
Yeah,
day
you
of
have
rest,
to.
stuff
You
like
have to
that.
have a 6-man
Right, you
rotation
gotta
with
have a
Kodai
six-man
Senga.
rotation with Kodai, so Kodai's probably gonna be your fourth, fifth, or sixth. So it's depending on how those guys go and how those guys not only mesh, but what consistency, quality, consistent outings they give you. If they give you some solid outings this year, and you're seeing a much better Sean Mania, a much better David Peterson, like a much better those guys, and then Freddie Peralta just does what he does on a regular. I think our rotation is way better, and I think we could see us. I could see us winning this division, but again, it has to come within the team itself. Because, like I said, I personally don't think that the Phillies are the big bad Phillies this year, and I think the Braves are good, but I think they're. I think we're a little bit ahead of them, in my opinion.
Okay, okay.
Just figure wise,
We'll
you
get
know.
back to the division because I want to talk about it too. What
Right.
do you think about Scott's take here? He said this is his second retool under Cohen and Stearns. Well, I wouldn't say under Stearns because technically I believe this is Stearns' first team.
This is his
Like his
first. Well,
first
no,
real shot at a
this is
team, I
his
think, is
first.
this.
Well, no, his first shot at a road team was with
Is this
Milwaukee.
year.
This is his
Well, forget
second.
Milwaukee. I'm talking about with the Mets.
You're talking about this year? No, this is his first. This is his third year
But his
overall.
first real
His first real
team.
retool where he had to
Correct.
make an adjustment. Yes, this is the first time he's had to do that. Yes, correct. Correct.
They will continue to tear up major pieces when this team doesn't win while keeping the minors flowing. Well, Scott, I agree, and I disagree with you in a sense because again, this is Stearns' first chance to actually put his own blueprint on the team. Let's be honest. Last year, he got a gun put to his head by the fans with the Alonso thing. I think he was wanted to break that team up last year. To be honest,
I think he basically gave them the 5 years that were intel for this core. He said, "Okay, you know what? I'm here. We're already what 4 year we're already 4 years in. Okay,
well, 3 years.
um,
This is his third year, right?
third year. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about just based on right before we hit 2026. This 2026 now makes it his third year. But within the 2 years that he has taken over, he probably looked at it and said, "Okay, Alonzo, not really my cup of tea because
Nope.
defensively he sucks. Brandon Nimmo, very good lefty hitter,
Not my
very good
cup of tea in the
contact hitter, but
outfield.
he's not my cup of tea because outfield he sucks. Um, Jeff McNeil, okay defender, a slap hitter who gets on from time to time. He's inconsistent. Um, Ari,
Ari,
appreciate you.
I'll put out a tweet when we start talking Knicks, Ari. And if you want to come up, you can. I'll invite you. You can
Facts.
come up.
There's so many things that David Stearns that these players from the core they don't follow his blueprint. They don't follow what he wants within a team. So he gave them their chance. 2024, and part of it was his fault, but 2024, they surprised everybody. Then you didn't really add anybody after Soto. So, they kind of expected the same team with Soto to kind of do the same thing. It didn't work. He said,
Oh, we
yo,
thought the team was going to go off last year. Let's be
that's what
honest.
I
We all
thought.
did.
That's what I thought. I thought they were coming off a high after 2024. Of course, it
Right.
didn't.
NLCS added Soto. This thing can't. It was like it can't fail, and then it's like, whoa, it did.
Absolutely. That
It
right.
failed majorly. Like holy
Right.
shit.
So he said, listen, I gotta break, and then he probably broke the core up because of what was being said in the media about how Lindor, Soto didn't like each other, how people were, feeling away because, certain people have political takes, and, it just left a bad taste on the field and off
I
the
don't
field
even
when
know
it
if I
came to
buy
everything.
that shit, Top. I
I
really
don't,
don't.
but you wanna know something, Eddie? He probably looked at that and said, even if it's not true, I need to break this core up because
Yeah,
they're just not winning. They're not
I
winning.
think he.
And
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, I was just saying that allowed him, like you said, to finally be like, okay, now I could put my spin, and now I could get players here that I feel like are gonna win based off what my philosophy is, and that's obviously run prevention, defense, and guys
Yeah.
that are gonna not only play defense but that can hit and make contact. Again, the fact still remains that this New York team went 0-72 after trailing in the eighth inning.
Oh
He
my
wants to
God.
eliminate that. That's you know what I'm saying? So it's like he brought in contact hitters,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
are in that moment that can put the ball in play. And hey, listen, maybe they put the ball in play and we don't score in the eighth inning. You know, maybe they put
Right.
the ball and they do score in the eighth inning. But guys that are going to be able to have the ability to put the ball in play in those moments and try to give them a chance to win if they're down. So we'll see how it works. But the fact that he got aggressive and said, "Yo, this core that's it. This core had enough time. They didn't win. Let's change it up." And he took the bullet, and so far he pivoted the right way.
Yeah. I mean, look, the team. I get it. Listen, the start of the offseason was a disaster. We lost Pete. We lost Diaz. Didn't sign Schwarber. Everybody's like, what the F? What's going on? Is this a rebuild? Like, they're not talking. Nothing's brewing. But it turns out had his plan all along. I mean, let's be perfectly
Right,
honest.
right,
And
right,
like you said, he wanted to bring in different type of players, position players I'm talking about. He
right.
needed to bring in a different thing because, like you said, you mentioned the 0-72 after 8. I mean, how many times did we watch out guys not bringing in runs, not getting sacrifice flies, not laying down bunts? Like, we didn't play, like, we would strike out with no outs and runners on second and third and literally score no runs. Like, we watched that over and over and over. And it
Hmm.
seemed like this team just relied on the 2 or 3 run home run by either by Pete Alonso or the solo shots by Soto. Like, it's just like that's what they relied on. And it was like, what are we doing? And it became clear and evident in Miami that, this team, last day of the season, Reds lost. You got a chance to win, and you can't win. Like, enough is enough. So
Absolutely. Yep.
it had to be done. And like you said, we brought in guys now that get hit with runners in scoring
Score
position.
position.
That's been our kryptonite. And again, also too, which I did not mention, we brought in a guy in Luis Robert that crushes left-handed pitchers. That's something we haven't been doing for the last, even when we were good in 2022 and 2024, we didn't hit lefties.
Right.
That's been like the Mets kryptonite. So hopefully Robert comes in, could turn back the clock. He's the X factor. He really is the X factor of the season for me. I
I
mean,
agree. Right.
because if he comes in here and he puts up a monster year, it's going to make the Mets from, contenders into like, hey, maybe we got a shot at beating the Dodgers.
Hmm.
Maybe we could get out of the NL. Again,
Hmm.
I'm just talking, a lot has to go right for that to happen. A
But
lot.
you're right, right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
and these are guys that they've added that are technically in their prime right now. You know, so it's like, listen, we don't have the pieces that are up to the Dodgers level, but we got the guys to try to compete with them, and we'll take our chances with them. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
at least they're trying to get to be like, listen, this is the best that we're gonna have to compete with them, and at the end of the day, we'll go blow for blow. I mean, bro, they went blow for blow with the Dodgers in 2020 and 2024 with a team that didn't even expect them to go 6 games.
Right, right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So
Everybody thought we were going to get like killed in that series.
I had people tell me the Mets only going to win 1 game.
Right.
You know what I'm
And it was,
saying?
well, refresh my memory. Mania won
Mhm.
how many games in that series? He got one win, I believe, right? Was it one or
Uh, Game 2. That was
game
the
two?
bullpen game that Dave Roberts had. That Vientos hit the grand slam.
Oh, right, right, right,
Remember?
right.
Yeah. That Lindor lead it off with a solo home run. And then I forgot what inning. I think it was the fifth inning. Vientos had bases loaded. He hit the grand slam the other way. So
Yeah, that was like a
I think Mana
turning
was pitching
point.
that game. Yeah. And then game 3 came back to City. We lost that one. We lost game 3 and game 4. We won game 5, and then we lost game 6 to them.
All
So
right. Well, I mean, look, man, you know, we did a lot. And
yes.
again, a lot has to go right, right? Like
Hmm.
Scott says, Robert's a good risk reward type. Didn't have to give up much to get him. And, getting out of Chicago helps, like you mentioned that too.
Hmm.
Now, as we stand right now at this moment,
Right.
what to you is the floor of this team
Mhm.
and what's the ceiling? I've asked this question the other night to Hector. I'm going to ask it to you. Now, the reason why I asked that question is because, again, I think, not everything is going to go right. Let's be
Mhm.
honest. All right, we've got a bunch of guys in this rotation that, are a bunch of question marks, if I'm
Mhm.
perfectly honest, right? And
Right.
then we got a lot of guys in the lineup that, guys like Polanco, guys like Robert. Polanco's coming off like a career year. His strikeouts have gone down completely. Like he's been like a new hitter. He's a new type of player. He's never done this, but he has to repeat that because if he doesn't, then the Mets are kind of in trouble because that's a huge hole if he doesn't, do what he did last year. But I do trust Stearns on this. I do. So getting to the question, what is the Mets floor and what is their ceiling? You break it up a little bit. No, you're choppy. I still can't hear you, bro. And again, the question for the audience and everybody who's in the chat, what is the Mets floor
Come on, am I
and
good?
what is their ceiling? Now you're good.
No, I'm good. Okay. Yeah. They're more hard to say. I would say their ceiling would be. I could see them winning a division.
Okay.
No, man. The floor is. It's hard to tell with this team, dude, because they're good on paper. You just don't know. You just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Now it's even last year's team. Like last year's team, I was confident that they were gonna win the division with Soto, and they
Oh
didn't.
wow, bro! I thought they were gonna win. There was a point where I was like, "Yo, this team's gonna win 100 games, man." Like it wasn't even a question for me.
Right.
But we got it after June. We just plummeted. I go. This is where I'm at. Floor for the Mets, same as last year. 83 wins. 83. I think we're 83 right off the rip.
Okay.
Ceiling, I'm gonna go right now. 88, 89 wins. I do not think the Mets will win the division this year. I don't. Because I think it's just too competitive. And we haven't shown we could beat the Marlins. We've been done better against the Braves the last few years, but Philly, we've had some years we beat the shit out of them, other years we haven't. So like I'm kind of like I think the Mets are a wild card team right now. I do. I don't know what wild card team they are, but
Okay.
that's where I think we fall somewhere in that line from 83 to about 88, 89.
It wouldn't shock me if they make the wild card. However, it wouldn't also shock me if the Phillies do. I honestly don't think the Phillies are as good as people may.
I
Because
but the thing about
you
the
got
Phillies,
and you know why I say that? Bryce Harper, one of the best players in the game of baseball. However, I've seen how Bryce Harper plays, and that brother, this is him. One game where he's having a high moment, the rest of the playoffs, he starts to fiddle down. You're talking about a Nicholas Castellanos who's not happy with the Phillies right now, who they're looking to trade. They got the same rotation
well,
that
why
has
is
been iffy.
why is he not happy? Why is Castellanos unhappy? Because they want to
Him
move him to
and Rob,
DH.
him and Rob Thompson don't really have a good relationship.
Okay,
There's
I didn't know.
been
I
yeah,
wasn't aware of that.
right. So you're already coming into the season with a Nick Castellanos who's unhappy, and then you're also talking about a rotation that is Zach Wheeler and then a bunch of question marks.
Right, and they
Um,
lost what's his name?
they
Suarez.
it exactly. So that's another L. And then to make it even worse, you brought back Riomuto, right? Who again is another guy that when it comes to the playoffs, he's kind of he's 50-50. Dombrowski has basically told the entire baseball media that he thinks the Phillies are good where they're at.
Okay,
Now, since Trey Turner's been a Philly, what has Trey Turner done? Absolutely nothing.
nothing.
Like boom, inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? Like Brandon Marsh might be like their one of their best players on the team. That's why I look at them and I'm like, I don't know if I can take this. I take the Braves more serious than I do
I
the
do
Phillies. That's
too.
what I'm saying. But
That's
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like, you know what I'm
Me
saying? Like, if the
personally,
Phillies make the playoffs, it's wild card to me. Other than that, I think it's gonna be the Braves wild card and then us division, or Braves division and us wild card. I don't see the Phillies as a serious potential just because they have so many holes on that team and their GM is
but
looking
they
at it like,
don't. They
I think
really
we're
don't
good.
have that many holes. Let's be. I mean, again, they've been one of the better teams over the last 5 years. I don't think. I know we're Met fans and we hate Philly, and I get it and all, but like, yes, they lost Suarez, they lost their closer, but it seems to me like every year they always got a guy they plug in and he kind of does well. Like they always kind of float around the top of the division. So again, I have to see the Mets play before I give them the crown. So right off
Oh
the rip,
yeah,
I say Braves are going to come back. They got I mean, they had a bunch of injuries. They got off to that terrible start, and they're getting a lot of guys back this year. So I think the Braves are, to me, the best team. And then
hmm
I'm going to just give Philly their respect and say they're two and say we're three, but it's close. Like, a move here and there, and I think we're second.
okay.
So again, I'm
That's
just I'm
okay.
just being realistic. The
Yeah, right,
Marlins
right,
are
right,
better.
right,
The Marlins are much better
right, right.
because they have another team, another year together. They didn't really trade it. Alcantara's still there. They still got again, and the Marlins beat us head to head. They've owned us the last,
But
or at
I
least
think
last year. I know.
if this team gels, I don't see the Marlins as a problem. Another thing is that they're, Sandy Alcantara is their ace, and then you got a bunch of young pitchers that are on that team, but you don't know what they're gonna give you. I think that's the looming question mark about the Marlins. And like I said, if you're talking about the Braves, Phillies possibly being a threat, then I feel the Marlins might miss the playoffs this year. So I don't know. I'm giving the Mets the benefit of the doubt, but the Braves, and compared to the Marlins, the Braves and the Phillies are more of a threat.
So you're basically out on Philly.
Yeah. As of right now, yes, yes, but you're not wrong on what you were saying about the Phillies. They
Just
do
because
have. They
they're
always
always good.
right.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I want to say they suck because they lost their top pitcher and they lost their closer, but every
Right.
year
Right.
I say that they come and they prove me wrong. So I'm
Right.
just at the point where okay, it's a three team division race. And again, I don't even care if the Mets win the division. I'm perfectly honest with you. I don't care. I think the Mets can win, get to the World Series. Well, that's a little bit of a stretch. I think we could get to the NLCS even without winning the division. I don't think that winning the division necessarily gives you that much of an advantage. Yes, you get the rest, but sometimes that backfires. So okay, it's great and all, and I want the Mets to win the division, but at the end of the day, I just care about where we end and where we finish. And right now, it's we're up there. We're definitely, if everything comes together, and that's a lot to ask. That's a bullpen coming together. It's a new lineup coming together. It's a new rotation coming together. That comes together. Yeah, we're a playoff team without a doubt.
Right.
But how much further are those other teams ahead of us just because of how long they've been together?
Right. Right.
And let's take the Phillies out of this for a second. The
Mhm.
Braves, they're always good. Last year, I think to me is an outlier. I don't think Ronald Acuna is going to get worse. I don't think Riley and what's the first baseman's name there?
You talking about Olson? Matt Olson?
Olson. Yeah, like he had a down year. Like all those guys are going to come back. Even Albies got hurt at the end of the year. Like nothing went right for the Braves.
Right.
Now you got, I think,
That's definitely be much better. And I'll tell you one thing. I think MLB knows what they're doing because they have the Mets in Atlanta for
to end the season.
4th of July on Saturday. You talk about
Oh, okay.
So I'm like that might be one of those games where you talk about like a true testament to where both teams are at. That right there. I'm excited to see what we do against the Braves because, like I said, I'm not counting them out. Like because they're coming back fully healthy.
Exactly.
Their pitching rotation is still good. They just got Robert Suarez.
Yeah.
So they inked them on a 3-year, $45 million deal. So, they upgraded in terms of bullpen piece. That's their closer. So, they're definitely a threat for sure.
Yeah. And again, they've consistently stayed on top of the division. Yeah, there are years here and there, but again, the problem is the NL East to me is one of the best divisions in baseball.
I agree.
And that's where the Mets kind of like, NL East, AL East, those are the two, got to be the two best divisions in baseball. I don't think NL West, besides the Dodgers, did the Padres scare you anymore? No.
Still make you a threat in a way. It's just
they're old now. Like Darvish is old.
Right. But they still find a way to win games when they need to. My thing with the Padres is that it's the Los Angeles Dodgers division, bro.
It is.
They're never gonna get over the hump of the Dodgers. Neither will the Giants. Until that Dodger team falls apart, the Dodgers and the Padres and the Giants are gonna have a big hurdle trying to get that division.
Yeah, look, too, the Dodgers, we hype up the Dodgers and everybody talks about the Dodgers, but the Dodgers only won, 94 games last year? It's not like they won 108 games, you know what I'm saying? Like, 94 is not, like, crazy. That's kind of mid, but all of MLB was mid. The top team was the Brewers, and they won 96 games.
And they got smoked.
Smoked, exactly. So
that also plays the fact that they didn't see the Braves all year. They didn't see the Dodgers all year, mind you. That's them playing the Dodgers in the NLCS where they got swept. That was literally the first time that they saw the Dodgers consistently. So you're talking about a team that ran through most of the teams in baseball and ran through the entire NL Central, and then finally got to see the big bad Dodgers for like the first time the entire year. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't really adjust well. And, it just shows who's the powerhouse. And then you're talking about you're adding fucking Kyle Tucker. You're just like, Jesus Christ. Like, you look at that team.
That lineup is stacked.
It's sick, bro.
Stacked.
It's crazy. It's so, you're hoping, baseball's baseball. And the reason why I say I live by the motto when it comes to any sport, but mostly baseball, that anything can happen. Why do I say that? Because a stacked lineup like that was 2 outs away from losing the World Series to the
Yeah, they were.
The Blue Jays gave it to them. A team that most people had the Dodgers smacking.
Yeah, everybody wrote the Blue Jays off.
They gave it to them. You know what I'm saying? It took.
They were this close.
Bro, I'm telling you, they're beatable when they can be. When they're flawed and none of their big bats are coming through, they're beatable. But it matters on what you do against them. Again, Will Smith and Miguel Rojas out of all fucking players. You're talking about a veteran, a journeyman that really hasn't had big moments in his career. Got a game time 9th inning home run, and then Will Smith came up. And fucking
and who made that sick catch? Who made that crazy catch?
Andy Pajes.
Oh yeah,
Andy Pajes. Again,
another journeyman or whatever.
The things are.
He's young actually.
They fell right in their lap. They're right at the right time, bro. And that's why, I would say, as much as it hurts as a Blue Jay fan, you can't be mad. You as a Blue Jay fan, we took it to them. You know what I'm saying?
The Blue Jays gave their best shot. Now, the question is, besides the Dodgers, and we talked Philly and we talked Atlanta, who else do the Mets got to look out for? For me, I think you got to look out for the Cubs. Because I thought, to me, watching them last year, I thought they were one of the best teams in the National League. I like their lineup. I love their fielding. They truly value run prevention. And I think they're scary good. No, I'm not scary good, but I do think they're a threat. If we face the Cubs in a short series, That to me is a flip of a coin. It could go either way. And then you have the Brewers, who are pretty much good every single year.
Right.
San Francisco, will they finally break out and make a wild card? Maybe, maybe not. You got the Diamondbacks, who kind of like are bad one year, good the next. They kind of flip-flop. And then you got the Padres, who kind of are pretty consistent. They're always pretty much a winning team. It just depends how much they win, right? So, outside of the NL East, I gave the Cubs. I'd say, and we talk Dodgers, we talk Braves, obviously. I'd say the Cubs are a team to watch. The Brewers are definitely a team to watch. And I guess I'll put San Diego and I guess San Francisco and even Arizona as teams that will compete next year. Like, I think they'll have winning records.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. In terms of just teams in general to watch out for, I'll put the Marlins on that list too.
See, now I was going to get to that. I was going to get to who's your sleeper? I was going to get that. So there you go. You took the floor from me.
Go to Marlins Park, Lone Depot Park, bro. We just, for some reason, we can never play consistent, clean, dominant baseball against this team. I don't know what it is. Maybe this is the lineup that does it, where we don't have to worry about the Marlins that much, but it's always, every time I go to that park, you just kind of know. Like, when you watch the game before the first pitch, you kind of know, tonight's not going to be easy. Why? Because we're playing the Marlins.
Yeah.
No.
Yo, I mean, what was our record last year versus? I think we had a losing record if I'm not mistaken. I think we beat them in the first half, and then in the second half we wound up losing.
Yeah.
I think it was we ended up having a losing series. It was like I think it was tied because we beat them in I think April or whatever when we first faced them, and then of course at the end of the year we saw what happened.
Right.
So,
I don't know if you remember last year. When they played us, I think it was like right in the beginning of September. Remember, on that Saturday game, they scored 8 runs in the first inning off of David Peterson.
Right, they lit him up. I remember that game.
We ended up tying that game 8-8, and then they ended up scoring a 3-run homer off of Edwin Diaz in the 9th inning, and we lost that game. And I'm just like, this is the tale.
That's like a synopsis of the Mets season right there.
I told the dude behind me, I was like, if you want a vague description of this team, that's it.
Right there. Good, just not good enough.
And he was like, no, you're right. I was like, that is it. So, again, you're hoping that the philosophy that David Stearns is bringing in and the players that he's bringing in is the opposite of that, and they kind of fix that. I'm excited. And I'm excited because
I am too. I'm happy for a fresh start for once. But we had these guys, McNeil, Alonso, Nimmo, and even Diaz. We had these guys for 7 years.
Right, but
they never won shit. Enough. Enough.
It's also the fact that people wanted to kill this dude. They wanted to kill David Stearns like 3 months ago when he was getting rid of these guys. See, I wanted Alonso back. I said the only two out of the that I want back were Alonso and Diaz. You could just give me those two back. Anything else that you do, I'm fine with. He obviously had different plans, and Met fans were already like, okay, what in the world are you doing? The pivot.
Well, it did seem like they wanted to keep him, just not at a crazy dollar figure.
In terms of Diaz, yes.
Yeah.
I think he was already on some.
I think Diaz was like, yo, I am out.
No, right. I think Diaz.
That's it.
Yeah, Diaz just straight said he just wanted to win. Whatever, you go kick rocks.
Yeah.
Pete, on the other hand, he didn't even offer anything to Pete. So that's how you already know he didn't want Pete back.
Also, Pete never came back to us either. He didn't even bring the offer back to the team. So I think he knew his time was up too.
I think he knew too.
The fact also that he announced it 2 seconds after the season ended.
But you want to know what you want to know the silver lining on that is that now he's a Yankees problem now.
Good.
He's a Yankees.
Good.
Problem. He's a Yankees.
Good.
Problem. So all that shit that they were talking about, Pete this, Pete that.
And
Yankee more home runs in Yankee Stadium when he goes over there. I don't want to hear shit.
Speaking of sleeper teams, that's another team I got that could be a sleeper team is the Orioles.
Depending on their pitching, but yeah.
Right. If they kind of get it together, they got a lot of what ifs there, but
they had to support Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman with something.
Yeah.
Because if you're Gunnar and you're Adley, you're sitting there like, yo, when I become a free agent, do I really want to stay here? They really haven't done anything for us. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you gave them a power bat to add to that lineup, and they got quality inning eaters in that rotation. You just hope that one, they stay healthy, and two, they can give you consistency.
Listen, as long as they're a Yankees problem, who cares? Like,
I
again, and I'm not Mr. Like, I hate the Yankees, this, that, and the other. When we face it, it's let's go Mets. But, like, when we don't face them, like, to me, like, I'm not worried about the Yankees because they're in the AL. Like, yo, they got to go through a bunch of teams that, are good. So, like, I don't even think the Yankees, right now, it's presently constituted. I don't even think the Yankees are going to win that division.
No.
They'll probably make the playoffs because they always do.
It's wild card. I see the Yankees being a wild card, but I don't sleep on the Blue Jays at all, man.
I think the Blue Jays are clearly the favorites to win that division.
Absolutely.
And I think Boston's going to be better too. Believe it or not, even after losing
listen, this was the wrong time for Hal Steinbrenner to say, yeah, I'm not really going to go do nothing crazy this offseason because
run it back.
Boston upgraded like you talked about. The Blue Jays are running it back, but again, you never know. Maybe that running it back is more successful. You're talking about Tampa Bay Rays team that might slip in just because they got contact hitters. And then you're talking about an Orioles team that, again, if they're freshly healthy with a Pete Alonso who's always durable and who's never hurt, dude, you're talking about
high upside.
Oh, that's a heavyweight matchup within those teams just waiting to happen.
Matter of fact, that's the best division in baseball.
Dude, you just don't,
because there's not really one horrible team. Like we have the Nats, they suck.
I give you 4 teams right now that could
out
of there and make the playoffs. Literally.
Yeah, like and the Rays are the Rays. They're always in it. Like every team in that division has a chance. And on top of that, the AL stinks. Like the Central, I mean, the Cleveland caught who was it? They caught Detroit with like a 20-game lead. Like, come on, man. Like
it's Cleveland and Detroit when it comes to
Cleveland, Detroit, and then the Mariners are pretty much a lock. I think they're a lock again for the West, even though the Astros will be better. But I think they proved last year that they are a team to be not a team to be messed with.
They'll definitely be there. They'll definitely be right behind Seattle, in my opinion. I can't count them.
The Astros.
Yeah. I cannot count them out.
Yeah, I mean Anaheim's. I mean, what's? I mean, come on.
They're trash. Oakland, trash.
Trash.
Actually, I'll take that back. I don't think they're there yet, but they got really good young pieces, bro, on that Athletics team.
Yeah, look, they do, but like they're still far away. They still haven't spent a dime. Like, come on, man. They ain't beating Seattle. They ain't beating Houston. They're just a typical team that doesn't spend. They'll spend when they get to Las Vegas. But until then, they're not spending a dime. Everything's going into that stadium. If you've seen it, I don't know if you've seen it.
Because that stadium is their reset. That's their tip-off. That's like, all right, now
they're bread.
Right. Yeah.
And they're gonna get a TV contract.
By the way, the replica of the stadium looks fucking amazing.
Did you see that with the roof like that goes up and down? That was crazy to me.
Ooh. You know, it's funny. Their stadium looks better than the Buffalo Bills' new stadium. Have you seen the Buffalo Bills?
No, I haven't.
It's like
the Bills have a new stadium. What, this year?
It's opening up after in 2026 for the 2026 season.
Okay, I haven't even seen it.
The interior might look good. It's just the outside. It's just like, oh my god.
Well, nothing's worse than MetLife Stadium, Top. I mean, talk about the biggest waste of like $1 billion ever.
I call it aluminum foil stadium because
what
that's
a dump.
Just look, dude. I can never. Every time I go watch the Giants, bro, I get sick. Not even because the product on the team. Just when you walk in, you look at the stadium and are like, oh my god, what is like? Ew.
Right.
Like whoever the architect thought the idea.
Oh, like it's the world's worst, and it's not even that old. It's like what, like 14 years old or something. Like, come on.
I forgot when MetLife opened up.
I want to say it was I know the year it opened up. It was the year that like Seattle and the Broncos went to the Super Bowl. And Seattle kicked their ass. Wasn't that the year?
I think it did.
Yeah, that was the year because they had the Super Bowl there. That was like the only Super Bowl ever in MetLife.
Yeah, you did. Right. I think it was that year that they did.
Yeah, so that's like 2012, somewhere around there. Maybe 2013, something like that.
Yeah, 2014.
Yeah, there we go. So, and yeah, as Scott says, takes a month to walk across the park, and like they should be like Disney. They should have like the trams that come and like bring you. Like, come on, man.
It's funny too, because I mean, you've been there more than I have, but the Kia Center is not that far from Disney, is it?
It is. It's
Okay.
it's significantly like it's like at least like a half-hour drive, because remember, you're in downtown Orlando there, so you're gonna hit tons of traffic just to get there.
Right.
So it's like it's a totally different area. It's a totally different location. Kia Center is literally right off of I-4, right off the highway.
It's on the highway. Yeah.
Yeah. You could see it when you're driving down.
They when the MSG did a camera view, they did they showed the front entrance, and you see the highway like right there. Like
it's literally right. Literally, you get out of the stadium, you hop right on the highway, and you go home. It's like connected to 5 different highways or whatever, like major roadways. So yeah, I mean,
that's kind of convenient.
It's MSG South,
Yeah.
That's right. Scott's a Seahawks fan. Gotcha. Yeah, the Seahawks might win it again. They might.
I have y'all making a Super Bowl against New England.
So you got New England and
I got Seahawks in New England.
And who is it? The Rams and the Broncos, the other two, right?
So it's gonna be the Broncos and New England, and then it's gonna be the Seahawks and the Rams.
I'm going New England Rams. I'm saying the Rams win it.
I want the Rams to win it just because I like Matthew Stafford, but I don't know. It's just something about that Seattle team this year, man. They're tough, man. Defensively, they're tough.
They always are, though. Like they always just a tough team to face, man. They're a good organization.
I just don't know. Yeah, man. I just don't know if Sam Darnold is I don't know what's going on with his oblique. They were talking about he had like an oblique injury or something like that.
As a Jets fan, I do not want him to win. Stop with the reason why I say that, Scott. Because the Rams, a couple of years ago, they won the Super Bowl. They're pretty good. I kind of think they're due. For a comeback, and I think the Rams are one of the best coach teams in the league.
Yeah.
I think what's his name? What the hell's his name?
The Rams coach. I think it's Sean McVay or something like that.
I think he's the best coach in the NFL.
Yeah. I know his first name is Sean.
It's Sean McVay. You got it.
Yeah, but he's a very smart coach. I just that defense is tough, man. I can't look past it. I
get it. Listen, I think that game's a coin flip. So, any team could win. Bro, I don't even think I think the New England Broncos game's going to be like a battle too. I don't think we're not going to see any blowouts.
I just think the issue is with the second stringer. I don't know how good he is. That second stringer is going to be the key of all things when it comes to the Broncos, because remember, Bo Nix is not playing.
Right.
So now you're relying on your second.
But they're kind of a system-based team.
Right.
I don't think he'll come in and screw it up. They kind of.
I don't think so either. But the pressure, just because now you're putting a second stringer as a very quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, who knows, man? You never know. Like the guy could. We've seen backup quarterbacks come and win Super Bowls.
It could be a storybook ending for that kid.
Right. So we'll see.
Hey, listen, anything can happen. That's what I'm saying. In sports, bro, anything can happen.
It really is.
I didn't have Indiana beating us in the Eastern Conference Finals, and look what happened.
Speaking of which, how about those New York Knicks?
They beat Brooklyn, Eddie. Yeah.
Well, let me announce that we're talking Knicks. So go ahead.
They beat Brooklyn, guys. We're back. Unfortunately, we're back. We dismantled Brooklyn.
Wow.
Whoopity.
Wow.
Shake the pom-poms, y'all. Shake the pom-poms.
Bro, if they don't beat Philly tomorrow,
I'm going to lose it. Oh, no, I'm going to lose it. And now that Ian Begley talking about that Karl Anthony Towns is listed, but he's probable. Yeah. That's all I need to know.
Oh, thank you.
That's all I need to
know. You don't play tomorrow, we lose. I am going to be out for blood with that I'm trying not to curse.
You saw what Josh Hart said about Towns?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw exactly what he said.
This locker room.
I'm happy he said that.
No, but this locker room, Eddie, you could cut it with a knife. You can just tell that they don't mess with each other, bro. And I'm telling you, it's not, bro. I'd rather baseball start right now, and I don't even care what the Knicks do. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's how bad this locker room energy is throwing me off. It honestly is. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I don't even think Jalen Brunson could do anything about it. I honestly just think
All right.
there's two things. It's either they don't believe in Mike or they just don't believe in Cat.
I'm going to say this. I gave them the 8 games to the deadline. I said if you go 6-2, 7-1, and I'm repeating myself, okay, great. You go out and you make a move, you get a bench piece. I'll even give them 5-3. But to me, you got to beat the Lakers. You got to beat. It starts with beating the 76ers. You got to beat Denver. I need to see the Knicks beat contenders because every time the narrative with the Knicks is you can't beat contenders. That has been the narrative for the last year and a half, and it's true. And if you take out Boston and Detroit last year, they never beat contenders.
I mean,
they have to beat the contenders over this stretch. And if they don't, then I'm done with this team. I am good. I've seen enough. Now, I don't know what you're going to get on the market for Karl-Anthony Towns because his value is so low right now. He's literally Trae Young value right now at the second. Yeah. So if you go out and you trade him and you get a bag of chips, I'm going to be really pissed off because we gave up Randall and Dante and a pick just to bring this guy in here for what? And we get back a guy with an expiring contract or something like that. I'm going to be fuming.
Which is why I don't think they trade him. I think they ride it out with them, and I think they have a conversation.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to end up riding it out with this team and adding a bench piece, i.e. Alvarado, Russell Westbrook, some guy we're not talking about. I don't think Mitch is getting traded. Mitch is not getting traded. Everybody says he's going to get traded because he's in the last year of his deal. He does too much for this team. He's an integral part of this offense. The reason they get second chance points, the reason they score in the paint, the reason they get those perimeter shots is because of Mitch. They trade him. That is gone. Where are you replacing that with? Who? With this guy Messi or whatever his name is? No, thank you.
Not gonna happen. Nope. And don't bring me Drew Holiday nor Jeremy Grant because I don't.
That was Popolev's. Shout out to Popolov. That was his trade, and a lot of people bit that trade from him. He was the first to say that, but
they did.
I don't want that trade at all. No, thank you.
However, I don't necessarily think it works for them because what you're doing is you're getting better defensively, but you're not getting better offensively. That's the issue.
But, dude, again, even if you're getting better, here's another trade I was out on the Spaces last night, and everybody's talking about bringing in Kuminga, and it's a package of you get Kuminga, Buddy Hield, and I think Richards from the Warriors, and you send out Bridges, Pacome, and Yabu. Now, that's great and all, and you bring in, why did I just lose focus on his name? Who the hell did I just say? The guy in the Warriors. Kuminga. You bring in Kuminga here. The guy can't shoot the three. Yes, he could defend. Yes, he could help with rim protection. But I'm sorry, I'm not giving up a dude I just gave up 5 draft picks for Kuminga. I would lose my mind. Now, yes, does it make the team better? It does. It does. Kuminga probably fits better than Mikal, but I gave up 5 picks for this dude, and I'm getting back Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield.
Right.
That doesn't work for me.
Work with Mikal. But you know what it is, though, too, again, and I know a lot of Knicks fans are kind of wondering, okay, is it Mikal or is it the system that he's in? And to me, it's Mikal. It's not the system that he's in, and I'm gonna tell you why. He went through the same shit with Tibbs.
Facts.
He went through the same thing with Tibbs. So what makes you think that the system is not playing to his advantage. No, but brother isn't consistent. He doesn't go up to the rim. He doesn't like taking contact. That is eliminating the potentials in his game. It's just 100%.
But I don't think Toppy has that in his game. I don't think he's a guy that could get to the foul line.
Right. And
all he's got is a mid. He can't. He has no bag to finish around the rim.
Yeah, but he don't have a bag at all, Eddie. Consistently. In my
look. If he goes out and he plays the way he did early in the season, when he was nailing that corner three like it was his second job, him and OG both fell off from that corner three. They were sharpshooters. They were hitting that corner three every time. And if you look at the decline, it's been from not only OG, it's been from Mikal in that corner three, the corner spray. What Mike Brown always talks about, the spray out to the corner. Now, part of that to me is a Cat problem because Cat's dribbling into the paint and doing God knows what and not kicking it out. He's been a horrible passer for me this year. So I think that part of that's on Cat, but it's also on execution, Mikal and OG. Yo, you're wide open. You were hitting that. I think we were at 60, almost 60% at one point in the season from the corner three, the both of them. And OG just fell off the map. And now even Mikal, he followed suit. So that's a major, major problem.
Well, I mean,
so you think Kuminga solves that? Like, to me, he doesn't solve that. Yeah, you get a score, you get a defender, Buddy Hield, and you get a defender, but I don't know, bro. I would rather just kind of build up his value, stick with this team, add a bench piece, and see how far it goes. And if it doesn't work, then in the summer, fire Leon Rose and bring in a president of basketball operations that just comes in here and says, yo, if this can't win, okay, everybody's out. I'm going to trade Jalen Brunson. I'm going to get those 5 picks back. I'm going to trade OG, get whatever I got to get, and just put together a team. They don't got to be perfect, but they just got to be competitive because we don't want to be giving the Brooklyn Nets lottery picks because, God forbid, Leon Rose put any protections on those picks, which he didn't, like a fool.
Like an idiot.
So,
I don't know why. Like, again.
And Top Bunk. I'm officially vindicated on my DeMar DeRozan take. Thank you very much. I'll take the bow. I'm vindicated on that take.
I think
I'm vindicated. I'm 100% vindicated.
I think you said that last time.
So
I think you said that last time, but
I'm going to keep saying it because he didn't cost you a pick.
He didn't cost you,
and he was a secondary option.
He didn't cost you shit. But it's funny because I was told about Mikal Bridges. You got one of the best defenders in the league. One of the
right.
Best. All right, can I see that? Can I see that consistently, please?
He can't protect the rim. Bro, yeah, he's a good on point of attack. I will give him that. He's good on point of attack.
You want to know how I feel about?
He's not great.
You want to know how I shout out to Ari? I know Ari's watching, bro. You want to know how I feel about Mikal Bridges? Go back to Ari's call on KFTV and you'll hear exactly how I feel about Mikal Bridges right now. Bro, you wait 5. Eddie, you understand what we could have did with those 5 first-round picks?
Bro, all right. I don't know if you know about my takes with the Knicks. So because I'm not as loud as everybody else. But my plan all along was this. Build through the mid. I said this like a million times.
You and me have been on that train since fucking Randall was here.
Right. So I used to say, go get Kyle Kuzma. You get him for $13 million. Sign him. Who cares? You put him up like, all right, so sign like guys like that. Get a bunch of guys like that. Put them together. See how far it goes. Then you keep your draft picks and you have a bunch of mid-tier guys. You package that up with the picks for the superstar, not for the role player superstar. Right. Even Randall fit that bill. He was mid. But he could have been packed with DeMar DeRozan for freak or Luka last year.
Even if they would have went that route, they could have possibly broken the chain to where Giannis could have been here.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh no, right. But you see how everybody's like Giannis this, Giannis that. Those 5 first-round picks could have been.
He would have been here this summer.
bro.
And yes, we wouldn't have got as far. Like, had you done my plan, we probably wouldn't have got to the ECF. But under Tibbs, they probably would have got to the like semis every year. We could have like it wasn't that much of a difference because you would have kept Randall, you would have kept Dante, you would have had DeRozan, and you would have had maybe you had some other guy making $20 million, but you had all your picks, and those picks are worth their weight in gold.
Could have worked, bro. Leon was desperate.
He was.
I'm not giving him a cop out, but dude, you got to think about the bigger picture. You got to think about the bigger picture. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, dude. And I understand it. I always give him a cop out when it came to trading for Karl-Anthony Towns. I get it, but maybe you were better off keeping Randall at the 5 and sticking to what you had until Mitchell Robinson got back.
And that
you, Eddie, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I understand it. Looking back on it, you're probably like, no, he did the right thing. Who knows? Maybe we have Giannis right now.
Of course we would have had Giannis. Of course we would have.
If he would have taken that risk.
Also, too, Leon Rose messed up with iHeart. Let's be honest. He should have gave that dude a 3-4 year deal. And now, granted, he wasn't great when he first got here, but after 2 months, he was phenomenal. Like, you should have looked into re-extending him like how they did Deuce.
You want to know what's worse? How does Dante in his first year of a 4-year, $50 million deal impress you the way that he does, and you look at that and say, you know what, we need to trade him?
It's all because of iHeart. That was a reaction to an action, you know. Every action has a reaction. So Leon Rose said, I got no iHeart. I got to trade for it because remember, Mitch was out last year.
Mitch was out. He didn't come back until February.
Right, he was out. So I think March. I don't think he came back till. He only played 10 games with us.
What I'm saying is, even though it would have been a little bit tougher because you're playing Randall at the 5, don't you think they would have at least taken that risk because you have a shooter and you have another scorer in Brunson and you have another scorer in Deuce, you have OG, so you would have at least kind of put yourself in an okay position to where when Mitch comes back, now you have your rim protector back. You know, because I'm telling you right now, bro, if it's taking this long for Karl-Anthony Towns to get his mojo back that we saw last year, bro, that's a problem.
It's a major problem.
It's an issue. We're already
in
January.
Think about this, Top. Think about what he was worth last summer as to what he's going to be worth this summer.
Oh my God, bro!
Coming off 25 and 14, and now he's not even 20 and 10. Is he even 20 and 10? I don't even know. His percent. I don't even care about the 20. I care about the percentages. He's shooting 46% from the field, 35% from 3, and he's a career 40% plus from 3.
It's disgusting.
And 50% field goal.
And it hurts me when I say this, but as a number 2 option,
he's not a number 2 option. He's not.
I get that. In any other team, we have no other choice but to put him as a number 2 option next to Brunson, bro. That's what's the frustrating part.
Right.
In any other team, he's not a number 2 option. In any other team, he's not.
Well, he is if he's on like, you know, the Pelicans or
That's teams that are not going anywhere. I'm talking about contending teams. Ain't nobody gonna put him as a number 2 option.
A real contender. He's not.
He's not.
And that's the problem. He's getting paid like one. That's the biggest problem I had with him because, again, when you have guys making 20 million here and there or 30 million, 20 million, like you could flip these guys easy, no problem. But once you start getting into the 40s or high 40s, 50s, 50 plus, that shit is like really hard to trade.
Right. You know what? But that's
if to get rid of, you need picks to get something.
And it's also, you see, if Karl-Anthony Towns was playing like he should, it would have been easy to trade him. 40 with him making 40 to 50 mil. Because at least you're getting the production consistently, and it's like, okay, we'll take that.
And even then, teams would be like, "Yo, he's Karl-Anthony Towns." Right. Like real basketball people look at Karl-Anthony Towns and say, "Yo, yeah, he's a number 2, 25 and 14, but he's Karl-Anthony Towns."
He hits the ceiling every time.
Correct.
Every time. It's
a
frustrating thing, and you're talking about a guy that has been a fan of Karl Anthony Towns since he came out of Kentucky. But I'm Eddie. When I tell you, I'm up to here with Cat right now.
Of course,
it's every single game. It's always the complaining, the unnecessary drops to the ground. Him always
flopping, talking shit to the refs. Like enough is enough.
I didn't hear nothing about a Mike Brown situation when you can't make your shots.
So, but I'm gonna do this. Here's another Knicks mistake, Leon Rose mistake.
Firing
the two best seasons ever. Karl Anthony Towns' two best seasons came under who?
Tibbs.
Coach Tibbs. And then you go out and fire him. And after he makes the ECF, and again, I wasn't no Tibbs lover or Tibbs defender. Never. I respected what he did. He changed the culture. He did. But you're talking about firing this dude who just got the best season out of him. Now, Mike Brown seemingly has outcasted this guy. Like, bro, he's getting paid $53 million. He should be like, Mike Brown and the staff should be working 24/7 to figure out a way of how Karl Anthony Towns to get him back to where he was last year. Or just in previous seasons. This guy is a 50% career shooter, 40% from three. What am I doing wrong?
You want to know what the difference is? And
respect.
It's not even respect, bro. It's the fact that in Mike Brown's system, it's share the basketball. If you notice in Tom Thibodeau, they were ISO heavy. It was a ISO heavy offense.
Correct. And it was very ugly to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was bad, but it was effective, and it was also built to beat who?
To beat the fucking Celtics.
Right. So is that a good plan? Like
and he did. See, that's the one thing that I gotta give Tibbs credit for. He built.
I'll give Rose credit there too. But yeah, you beat the Celtics, but you can't beat anybody else.
But his system worked to take that team down because they knew at some point that team was probably gonna win it again. I feel like if they ran into Indiana, they would have beaten Indiana.
Bro, if game one doesn't happen, I think we win that series.
I 100% agree. Like somebody was gonna, that's what I'm saying. That the series with Indiana, we hurt ourselves.
Oh, yeah, we shot ourselves in the foot. What was it? 18-point lead with like 3 minutes to go. Like, come on.
And we dropped it. It was done. It was that's it. That game one was our kryptonite at that point in that series. We couldn't get over that.
No, we never recovered from it.
Mentally, we were done. It was dumb. It was heartbreaking.
So let me ask you, when it comes to Cat, trade deadline, all this stuff, there's a lot of trades out there. I'm gonna go through them. All right, the Orlando trade, I despise. That's Suggs and Wendell Carter and Batadze. Okay, I like Batadze. I like Suggs, but I am not paying Jalen Suggs $40 million a year to play defense. No, we already have two guys already that you pay $40 million a year to play defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's just shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah, I agree.
Then you got the supposed Zion deal. I don't even think the Pelicans are going to trade him.
But I wouldn't want Zion.
I at this point, dude, I would take Zion.
Yeah, but
you're going to get Jordan Poole in that deal too.
Yeah, but I see that's the thing. Jordan Poole is not a needle mover for
But you got to understand, what is Cat worth?
Right. Like, okay, if you're saying straight up that the Pelicans would give me Zion for Cat, okay.
No. It's gonna be they. In order to get Zion, we're taking on that Jordan Poole contract. Okay. 1,000%.
Okay. If it guarantees me that he's strict with a lot of things and he could stay a little bit healthy, cool. I will take it. But if this motherfucker starts getting off the rails and we got to start dealing with his inconsistencies and his attitude problems that we're hearing that he's having, and he's not happy and he just wants to be in a different system, and I get it. You're going to be like, listen, he's with New York. He wanted to always be a Knick. He didn't get drafted by the Knicks, so now he's here. I get that.
Right.
Sometimes players don't change, and that's what I'm scared of. So
the
risk we're going to take, I'm hoping that it doesn't mess anybody else, especially Brunson.
So to me, sometimes you got to take chances, and the guys usually the best trades in NBA history are guys with character issues, such as Ron Artest, such as Rasheed Wallace, such as who else is there? I mean, there's a million guys who've had Latrell Sprewell, right?
Well, was another one.
So Zion to me is a guy with character issues. Ja Morant is a guy with character issues. Now, Scott, I feel you. You are right. Zion can't stay healthy. But what if he does? What if he comes to New York and becomes the guy that he was supposed to become? Now that changes everything, because now the Knicks go from having a guy that's super inconsistent in Zion, who literally owns the paint. Zion owns the paint. He's going to command a double team. And we have a really good team outside that where Zion could spray that ball, and that three ball is going to go down if they're wide open. So if you could get Zion for Cat and you got to take Jordan Poole back, I'm sorry, I'm doing it. That's me. I'm going to take the risk. And I know it's a huge risk, but I'm willing to do it.
If they don't do that, I'd do the Warriors deal. But that's my backup.
Warriors. So you'd like the Kuminga deal?
I'll do the Kuminga. I'll do the Kuminga, and I'll do the Buddy Hield, because number one, you're getting a Kuminga that can drive to the basket, a good defender, and then you got a Buddy Hield who is a good defender but a great.
He's a terrible defender. He's the worst.
I thought.
No, he can't defend for shit.
I don't really watch Buddy Hield's game like that, but I know he could.
Well, when he was on the Pacers, if you remember, he's a cone. He's a cone on defense, bro.
Okay. Well, I take that back, but I know he could shoot. I know he could shoot the three ball.
So yeah, like Scott, I get it, and I get everybody out there with the Knicks that are just like, okay, why don't we just keep this thing together and see how far it goes? That's great. If they could get back to where they were, right? Like if they go back, if we come out tomorrow and we get a statement win against Philly, I'm going to feel good, but still, there's still 6 more games to go after that. Right. I got to see 6 more games of, Knick basketball, 48 minutes, even if it's not 48 minutes, even if it's 3 quarters, I got to see them win. Because, Philly has shown us there are flaws.
They have our number.
They have our number. They play great perimeter defense, okay? And I have to see a win tomorrow. If I don't, I'm sorry. I am literally going to go back to being like, what are we doing here? This is a disaster.
Yeah, well, the question would be within the 76ers, what adjustments are you going to make against VJ, against Maxey? They're already talking about that Embiid is supposed to be back. Embiid was gone for, I think, 2 games because he was hurt. So, again.
Embiid just played the most minutes in 3 years. Like the other day, I think he played 50 minutes or some shit.
So, there you go.
So, here's the Giannis that I know that everybody, and my guy, my co-host, I love you, bro. I wish. But Giannis, do you really think they're going to take a package?
Mentally out of it, just request a trade, bro. You're right. He has to request it. I need Knicks fans to understand this for the 100th time.
We need to sit out like Anthony Davis did.
He needs to just tell the front office, yo, bro, I don't want to be here. Stop wasting your time, bro. You saw the statement that he made 2-3 days ago. I'm like, bro, if that's not an indication that he wants to be gone, I don't know what is. Just request a trade and stop wasting everybody's time, brother. Oh my Lord. Have Milwaukee call New York and be like, yo, we'll send them over there. Just let it, give us Deuce and OG and we'll send you over there. Or give us Deuce and Mikal and Cat and we'll take them.
Mikal is like a running back who avoids hits and runs out of bounds. He is. He's so that's the problem with this team. We're built on flaws. So built on flaws. It is what it is. And Ant says, I think, he's talking about Greek. You think he's in Damian Lillard phase right now. But look, come on, you gotta do what you gotta say. Get me out of here. I want to go to New York, and that's it. And sit out like Anthony Davis did.
That's and look, Anthony brings up a good point here. He's afraid to be the bad guy. He doesn't want to say it, but it's getting so bad at this point. Tonight's games was a bad look for Giannis. That's actually funny because I'm gonna actually go look at tonight's game. So thank you for telling me that. But again, another game where he doesn't want to be there. Yo, bro, I'm telling you, they're just wasting their time. And who knows? Eddie, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're waiting until the trade deadline.
Great, but like again, if you're Milwaukee, what are you asking back? Because like if I'm Milwaukee, okay, give me OG, give me Deuce. Probably gonna have to include Mitch. Like it's gonna be like
Right.
I'm getting everything that's worth something. I'm getting all your picks.
I'll take.
You're gonna give me those swaps.
Of course. No. There's no. Yeah. You're gonna have to tell Milwaukee. No, we're gonna. I mean, Milwaukee's gonna have to tell the Knicks like, yo, I'm gonna have to at least like, come. I'm giving up my fucking franchise player. Like,
Right.
you have to give me.
And imagine if that goes wrong. Like, because remember, we're bearing this team down. I mean, McBride's gone. Mitch is going to be gone. OG's probably going to be gone. Like,
bro,
better work.
You got to at least tip your cap to Leon that he did something.
I'm not tipping my cap to Leon anymore. I had enough of him. I had enough of him, Leon Rose. Enough.
Yo, at least he did something, bro. Honestly, I don't know what else. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you, dude.
I can tell you this. This is what I'll tell you. Go out and see what happens. All right? Go 6-2 or 7-1 over the next 8. Like I said, we're already 1-0. Better win tomorrow. You lose to tomorrow, like everything, it goes right back to where we were 2 days ago.
Exactly. Thank you. Right. You lose tomorrow.
It's just, you're right back to where you were. Like after losing the Dallas game.
Right.
So it is extremely important they win tomorrow's game. It's like it's the game of like Mike Brown's career. Like I don't think Mike Brown's gonna get fired, even though he sucks. But I mean, right? Like I've really become down on Brown. I'm down on him.
I just don't think it's his fault, man. I honestly don't. I just think that again, like I said, I think it's too ISO heavy. It's an ISO heavy team, and now you're bringing in a coach that wants the ball to be moving at all times, and they're just not adjusting to it, and that's what it is. I can't blame them for that. What
do you think about the Jaren Jackson rumors? Do you like Jaren Jackson?
No, for that, give me Bam Adebayo, bro.
Oh, please, that's what I've been saying, but I don't think we can get him.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna get
Jaren, I wish.
If I'm gonna get Jaren Jackson,
Bam's a better player than
if I'm gonna look that way towards Memphis's way. Let me see what Miami thinks about it before I decide to entertain that.
Right.
Like, try to at least be aggressive for a better player. And if I can't get him, okay, Jaren, let me see what I could do.
Anthony and I discussed Sabonis, like maybe a package of Sabonis or DeMar or Sabonis and like Russ, something like that, because you got to make the money because Sabonis is only in the 40s.
Right.
Like Sabonis gives you a post presence. Sabonis gets doubled in the paint. Sabonis can pass. He would fit.
Yeah, he's a good facility.
Would they take Cat? If they do, I'm open to doing that trade.
I could probably do that if you're gonna give me Westbrook for the bench. I could probably do that,
right? Like, or even you take on DeMar and Sabonis. I don't know what you have to give him. Cat and probably like a Mitch or maybe it wouldn't be Mitch. Probably be Deuce, maybe and Yabu.
I'll probably do that, but again, that would have to mean that we really, really gotta make a move at that point.
Sabonis would be basically Sabonis would give you like Randall again. That's what it would be like. It would be like having Randall back.
Yeah.
Just you don't have Dante.
For sure, yeah.
But you're gonna have to, in order to make the contracts match, you're gonna have to take like a Malik Monk, like one of those other dudes to make it happen.
I'll take Malik because he's a good scorer.
I don't like him at $18 million though for 3 years.
But what the hell do we have to lose at this point, bro? That's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell do we have to lose at this point?
I have so many mixed feelings with this team. Like, I want them to just do well enough where they just trade for a bench piece and rock out, get as far as you go. Maybe you get to the finals, maybe you don't. Great. If it doesn't happen, then Leon Rose needs to go. That's it. You gave up 5 dudes for a role player. You need to go.
I don't know what drug he was smoking that day, dude. I honestly don't.
He got played by the Nets. He got played like a fool because he should have used the leverage of Mikal asking out and waiting it because he had free agency, which 5 days later. And that's when you could have seen, we could have got him for 3 picks.
Easy.
Like,
Easy.
and it would have been like the Milwaukee pick 27 and 29, and then you're done. Like, that's it. That's what we really should have gave them, but we ended up giving them 5. Milwaukee, ours, and like, our pick in the last draft really doesn't mean shit. The ones you got to worry about is 29 and 31, and the swap in 28.
Right. I don't know, dude. I just Mikhail has. Yo, again, I agree with Ari's take, man. I think it has more to do with Leon than it does with any of the players. To be honest with you.
He put this thing together. He put this flawed, disgusting roster together. He gave up all your draft picks, gave up all, anybody that was worth something, and now you're stuck in the middle again. Thanks, Leon. Great job. Like,
I think it's
like to me right now, Detroit's beating you, Boston's beating you, Atlanta's beating you.
Detroit to send you a message like that, the way that they did the last time you played them, they slapped you.
Slap.
They fucking spat in your face and you didn't do shit.
Nothing.
Draymond was out here chopping your players' legs. Not one motherfucker did anything to do that.
Mike Brown's dapping him up at the end of the game.
I'm like, bro, come, like, are you serious? That's what it is. That's what this team is all about. I'm cool. Like, bro.
It's bad. It's really bad. But with that said, I think we're good. I think we covered pretty much everything. Appreciate you hopping on with me.
Anytime.
Yeah. I don't know what the schedule is going to be for tomorrow because I know it's a 3:00 start. Maybe we'll hop on late. We'll do like a post game.
For sure. Yeah. Just I guess
because it's going to be like in the middle of the afternoon. So I don't know if I'll be free by then, but whatever. We'll work it out. This is an off-camera topic. Yo, thank you to the 500 plus in here. If you're not, follow my man Top Bunk at Top Bunk Sports across all platforms. And if you're not, and if you like this content and you like what you're hearing, go to Garden City, CITI Media, and hit that subscribe on YouTube. Thank you, everybody. Good night. All right, that was good, bro.